Hi guys, welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews. You've got me today, you've got Corvus. Neb's having a little bit of a break after the New Year celebrations and the couple of videos she's done before this. So, today we are taking a look at some more Takara Tomy dinosaurs. Yes, we've already looked at these before, but I've got a bunch of new ones, so we're going to be taking a look at those ones today. So, we've got some Jurassic World ones and some non-Jurassic World ones. So we'll start off with Jurassic World. So we've got the Biosyn triple pack. So we've got the Quetzalcoatlus, the Therizinosaurus, and the Pyroraptor. We've also got the InGen triple pack. So we've got Blue, Beta, and the T-Rex. And then just by itself, we've got the Mosasaurus. And then for the non-Jurassic World ones, we've got this triple pack. So it comes with a Pteranodon, a feathered T-Rex, and a Brachiosaurus. But also comes with these two little dudes. So we've got a little kid and like a chibi Spinosaurus. So I think that's from some sort of anime. And we've got this triple pack, which has a Spinosaurus, a feathered T-Rex, and a Velociraptor. I think that's like a generic one. And then we've got this Spinosaurus, which comes with a little chibi version of itself. So I think that's from the same show as the other set. Then we have the new Dylon figure. Some of these I've already opened and had a little bit of a play around with them. Others, in fact for most of them, this will be like a first impression as well. Then we have this Velociraptor, bright yellow. And finally, we have the Dracorex. So, plenty of figures to be looking at today. So let's head on over to the review table and get a closer look at these cool little dinosaur figures. Okay, so here we are. Here are all the figures. And like I did in the introduction video, we are going to start the review with the Jurassic World figures. So I'm going to move all of the non-Jurassic World ones out of the way real quick. And then also move these triple packs, these Jurassic World triple packs out of the way real quick, because we are going to start off with the Mosasaurus. Now, this, I believe, is from Fallen Kingdom, like it's the Fallen Kingdom version, but on the side of the box it does actually show it with all of the Dominion figures, so maybe this is the Dominion version. Now for the ones of these that I don't have all of these. I'm missing the Parasaurolophus, Baryonyx, that Carnotaurus, the Dimetrodon, and the Droceraptor. I believe that's Tiger. So I've got the Pyrotherian Quetzal, we'll take a look at that later. We've also got the Blue, Beta, and the T-Rex, which we'll look at in a minute. Got the Indominus Rex, which we've already looked at in the past, the Giga, which we've already looked at, and the Indoraptor, which we've already looked at. And then we've got the Mosasaurus that we're going to look at right now. So, as you can see, the packaging is pretty, simple. It's just a nice little box. You've got this little tab to pull out, which is mostly for store use if they're hung up on shelves. If not, if they're hung up on the arms. If not, just on the shelf. That's pretty much it for the packaging. And I don't need to save this because it's all going in the bin, because I cannot afford to save the packaging of every single Japanese figure I buy. So, in the box, we have the figure, and then a lot of dead space. So pretty much they oversized the packaging, but at least it's all cardboard. So it's recyclable. So here is our Takara Tomy Mosasaurus. And wow, this is actually a pretty neat figure. Pretty long. It's actually really long for a Takara Tomy figure. They're not normally this long. So, can we get camera? Can we get in a look at the detail? I think we can indeedy. So we have very nice detail on the face. As you can see, the mouth can open. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the row, like the double teeth, that the Jurassic World Mosasaurus has, and I believe that is actually standard for Mosasaurus anyway, to have the 2 rows of teeth. But it's still a nice figure. The inside of the mouth is painted pink, and all the teeth have been individually painted in white. So that is really nice. Going down the back, we've got all the like the crocodilian like scoots going down the back, and we've got all of the like the scaling detail going down the side and under the belly. What does it say underneath? Universal Studios and Amblin, made in Vietnam. Oh, makes a difference. Normally everything's made in China. There's no articulation in the flippers, so apart from the mouth, the body is solid. And then you've got articulation in the tail, so you can move that section of the tail left and right, and then you can also move the tip of the tail left and right, which, depending on the angle, it can look rather stupid. But if you just do like slight bends, then it can look a bit more natural, like it's swimming. But yeah, that's the Mosasaurus. Pretty nice figure. I can't remember if this is like the second release of it, and they did actually make one for Fallen Kingdom that more went in line with the Mattel figure, in the sense of it was like a lighter blue colour. But oh well. So that's the Mosasaurus. Up next, we will take a look at the InGen triple pack. So this is Blue, Beta, and Rexy. Or Roberta, if you know your Jurassic Park history. Now I'm going... excuse me. I'll take a quick look at this packaging before I open it. So we've got a nice open window design here, so perfect if you want to keep the figures in the box. We've got Blue and Beta down here, and then all 3 of the figures down here. Lots of words in Japanese. This is what the set's actually called, but I don't know what it is. I'm just calling it the InGen set, because these 3 dinosaurs, well, 2 of them were created by InGen for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and then Beta came from Blue, so that's why I'm just calling it the InGen pack. On the back, we have that nice group shot of all the figures again. Once again, I don't have them all. And some quick little rundowns of the figures. On the top, we have the figures. On the side, we have the figures. On the other side, we have the figures. On the bottom, don't eat anything. Basically. So, let's get these guys out of the packaging. Throw that down there. We have whatever that is. We also have quite a nice backdrop for the figures. Meh. And then we have the figures. So let's get them out of their packaging. I'm opening them this way so the little cable ties actually stay in the box, because there's nothing worse than losing these sorts of cable ties, because you're never finding them again. In fact, one of them's already escaped. Come back, please. Stop escaping. And I could probably get better out of there without snipping that last one. There we go. Put that down there. And here are the figures. So we'll start with Rexy, who is looking really nice. Let's close that mouth. Actually, that looks a bit strange. Open the mouth. Alright, Rexy with her mouth shut looks a bit strange because you've got this notch under her jaw. So it does look as if they've designed this one in mind with you having the mouth open. See, that looks much better. I don't know why my camera is struggling to focus. But yeah, very nice detail. If we look at it from the front with the mouth shut, yeah, that's definitely a Jurassic World T-Rex. Jurassic World / Jurassic Park T-Rex. So they got the mouth right. Articulation, we've got moving jaw. We also have moving legs this time, and the moving tail. Now, with the tail joints, you can sort of rotate them around, and then you can have the tail go side to side if you don't want it going up and down. Oh, the tail is also slightly misaligned. There we go. So yeah, so you can sort of rotate the joints, so you can have the tail swishing side to side if you don't want it going up and down. It's pretty easy to do, but I ain't gonna do it. As for the position the figure's in, it is pretty much she's crouching and roaring at something. But detail-wise, once again, it's really nice. So with Takara Tomy, their figures might be a bit lackluster when it comes to articulation, but for detail, their figures are really, really nice. And look, painted hand claws and painted toe claws, and even painted dew claws. There we go, that is something Mattel does not give us. They'll give us painted toe claws all the time because, you know, the toe claws are the biggest. Very often we will not get painted hand claws, and we never get painted dew claws. Unless it's on their Hammond collection figures and it's a bigger figure, and then we might. So yeah, so that's the T-Rex. Now we shall go on to Blue. This is a rather nice looking blue figure, and once again the tail is not... There we go. There we go. So, here is Blue, and once again this is a very nice figure. Focus, camera? You know, focus for me? There we go. So once again, this is a very nice figure, and a rather dynamic pose. I quite like the pose. But once again, you know, the legs can move. And the tail moves. And the mouth moves. So getting a close look at the head, we've got very nice blue detailing. And they've got the colours right. So on this side, the blue stripe stops just before the eye, just behind the eye. And then on the other side, it goes around the eye. So that's rather nice. Inside the mouth, we've got the teeth painted in white, like an off-white colour. And then we've got the tongue, the back of the throat, and the roof of the mouth painted in pink. Which is more than what Mattel give us, because Mattel will paint the tongue if it's a figure this small. They'll paint the tongue, but they will not paint the roof of the mouth. So that is nice. No articulation on the arms, they're just meant to stay like that. Also, now Takara have done a Mattel, because we don't have painted hand claws or toe claws at all. But for a figure that's grey, the toe claws will most likely just be painted in grey anyway. So that is Blue, and she stands up rather nicely. And then finally, we have Beta, the baby Velociraptor. Blue's baby. I know some people have referred to it as Baby Blue. It is not Baby Blue. It is Blue's baby. And the figure is adorable. It is absolutely tiny. I mean, that's it compared to Blue. So it is tiny, but is also at the same time out of scale. But it doesn't matter. So the mouth doesn't move on this one, it's just stuck open. The only articulation on Beta are the legs and the tail. But as you can see, the painting and the detail is still really nice. And it's a really accurate sculpt as well. Like, it's much rounder muzzle, whereas compared to Blue, who has a much longer, more pointed muzzle. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Who has a much longer and pointed muzzle. So you can tell definitely tell it's meant to be a baby. Although with the eyes squinting like that, it's a very judgmental baby. I don't know if you can tell, but the eyes are very squinty. So it's like Beta is being very judgmental right now. But anyway, that is the InGen pack. So now we'll have a look at the Biosyn pack. Once again, I don't know the official name for this set. I'm just calling it the Biosyn pack because all three of these creatures were in the Biosyn Valley in Dominion because they were made by Biosyn. So once again, we've got a nice open window so you can display them in the box if you want. Figures, 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 figures. Don't eat anything. It's exactly the same as the other one. And I do believe the backdrop is exactly the same. Yep, exactly the same backdrop. So we don't need to worry about that. Let's get the figures out. I am sort of trying to rush this just because, we've got a lot of figures to get through in this video. We've got a lot of them. We've got the tail. It might just be able to come out without me putting my hand free. Yep, there we go. And we've got all of the little tags escaping from the box this time. Escaping from the plastic tray. And then final figure to free is the Quetzal, which I believe looks like the easiest one to free. Come on. You should be the easiest one to free. Because you're flat. You're a flat figure. There we go. There we go. Right, we'll put that tray down there. And here we have the Biosyn figures. So we'll start off with the Pyroraptor, with it being the smallest. Let's get that mouth closed. And wow, the detail on this Pyroraptor is pretty damn good. For such a small figure, I think it's about the same size as Beta. Yeah, it's about the same size as Beta. It's slightly a bit longer because this is an adult animal. But wow, the detailing on it. Damn. Look at all the feathering on it. That looks really nice. Come on, camera, focus. That looks really nice. And we also have painted hand claws and painted toe claws and painted dew claws. Alright, so Takara Tomy sort of pick and choose when they go all out with the paint. But damn, this figure is nice. Articulation, we've got a moving jaw. And we also have moving legs, but that's it. I have a feeling they haven't done the tail on this one, mainly just because they didn't want to break the feathered sculpt. Come on, camera. Like, they didn't want to break the feathered sculpt, which I can understand. It would look a bit stupid if you broke that sculpt. But that is very nice. I like that. Put you there. Up next, we'll have a look at the Quetzal. Now, the Quetzal is nothing special, really. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't have a moving mouth. Okay, so its beak is always shut, which is unfortunate. Something like this needs to have a moving beak, really. Something that's this big of an animal in real life. But we've got some very nice detailing. We've got the nice little blue on the crest. And as you can see, we've got all the fluffy detail. And we've got the long legs. And a huge wingspan. Although with that, if the wings were this thin, I don't think the animal would really be able to fly. You need a little bit more skin. But either way, very nice figure. For articulation, the wings can go back and forth for some reason. But, like I said, you can rotate the joint. I'm just going to do that actually. So you can rotate the joint. So now the wings can flap as they're meant to. Then you're not meant to go back and forth. They're meant to go up and down. And the head can also go up and down, as if he's looking around. Now, I think with that, they should also have put an extra joint in the wing somewhere so you can have it stood. Because that kind of looks like that's flying, and that looks like it's standing. But I know it's meant to be, so it's sort of looking for food as it flies around. But oh well. If I can put the wings down, we should be able to stand it up a bit. There we go. So that's the Quetzal. Final Jurassic World one, before we move on to the standard Takara figures, is the Therizinosaurus. Now this one and the Pyroraptor were the two that I was mostly looking forward to in this set, because the Quetzal's kind of meh. But the Theri is really cool. It's a lot paler than what the Therizinosaurus actually is in Dominion. If you've seen the film, which, if you're a Jurassic fan, you should have seen it at least once by now. The Therizinosaurus was a lot darker in colour. But the pale version actually kind of works. You can sort of say it's like an albino version. But we've got some very nice feathering detail on here once again. Even got some arm feathers, which I don't believe the one in the film actually had that much feathering on its arms. And we've got a nicely painted eye. Come on, camera. I know it's very small. We've got a nicely painted eye. And then the blue splotches. Once again, for articulation, tail, legs, and arms this time. Nothing on the head because the head is so small. But we also have painted hand claws. I meant this is pretty stupid if you wouldn't paint the hand claws on a Theri. And we also have painted toe claws and painted dew claws. So I think it was just the two Velociraptors that they got a bit lazy on. So yeah, very nice figures. Can you stand at all? You can stand. So there we go. That is all of the Jurassic World Takara Tomy figures looked at. So we shall shove those off to the side and look at the standard figures. So we're going to start off with this little bright yellow Velociraptor. It does seem to have a name. Rapru, unless that's raptor in Japanese. Once again, with the packaging, it's like the Mosasaurus one, so just simple stuff. Now with these ones, I do believe they come with cards. Yes, they do. Here we are. Once again, a lot of wasted space in the packaging. So they come with cards, one in Japanese and one in English. Oh, and Rapru is indeed its name. It's Rapru the Velociraptor. Do you really think you'll beat me in a team battle? Well, for Velociraptor, no. So I'm guessing this is either... It says Anakin TV. So I don't know if this is an actual, show, or if this is just like Takara Tomy's own universe of figures. I don't know. So Anya is the sort of the style of the figure. Like, it's Takara Tomy, and then if you want these style of figures, you need to put Takara Tomy Anya into the search bar. But yeah, they're very nice figures. They're very nice cards on the front, and then you look at the back and it's just plain cardboard. Like, there's no branding on the back like what trading cards normally have. Oh well, we should put those there. And let's get Rapru out of the bag. Come on. Here we go. Throw that down there. Let's sort your tail out, sort your legs out, and then there we go. He's bright yellow. Is it a he or a she? On Dark Flames orders, Rapru shows up everywhere in the Anya Kingdom. Doesn't say if it's a male or a female. Sorry, I'm filming these not long after waking up. I'm just probably going to end up saying he. I don't know why. Rapru seems like a male name. But anyway, here is Rapru. We have painted hand claws. No need to paint the toe claws because the foot's black anyway. And as you can see, it is a very different sculpt than Blue. This is their generic Velociraptor sculpt, and I do believe they did a Jurassic Park raptor at some point in this sculpt, whereas Blue is like a specific figure, like Blue is Blue, whereas this is their generic Velociraptor sculpt, and I don't think that's going to stand up. Yeah, it doesn't stand up on its own, it has to lean back on its tail, because look at the warp on those feet. That is some warpage. Anyway, detail-wise, there's a lot less details compared to the Jurassic World ones, probably because this sculpt has actually been used a lot as well, so it's like sculpt wearing out the mold sort of thing. But it's still a pretty nice little figure. I actually really like the colour scheme. Like bright yellow with black, it's like racing stripes. And for articulation, we've got the mouth, we got the legs, and we got the tail as usual. The eyes have been painted really nicely. Right, red eyes with a white pupil. It's not very often you actually see that on figures. Once again, the mouth is painted really nicely. A little tiny bit of paint slap on the teeth. But for a figure of this size, I'll forgive it. But I really like the eyes. Really nice eyes. So anyway, we'll put him over there. And we shall get the Dylong out. Now this is one that I've already looked at. So as you can see, the box is already open. And we have the cards, once again, one in Japanese and one in English. And there we go, look. Anya Animal Adventure. So yeah, if you ever want to get some of these figures, be sure to write Takara Tomy Anya in the search bar of your websites. Now, this one isn't part of any anime or anything. It's not part of a theme. This is purely just a dinosaur figure, and I honestly love it. This is meant to be one of the more like the accurate ones rather than the film or the anime ones. And like I said, I love it. I really like this Dylong. This is my first Dylong figure, and I just really like it. Also, the first figure from Takara Tomy, as to my knowledge, that has neck articulation. Most of the time it's just, as you know, with all of the others, it's mouth, legs and tail at most. Like you've got your basic points. But this one is really nice. So this one has neck, mouth, legs and tail. So an extra point of articulation. And it's really, it's small. Look at the size of that compared to the Velociraptor. It's small. Bigger than the Pyro,
and bigger than Beta, but it's small. But it is really nice. I'm on camera. Focus properly, please. Thank you. Apologies for the awful looking hands, by the way. It's a very nice looking figure. The teeth have been painted as one, as like all in one. So they've just got a paintbrush just gone. Oh, come on. Yeah, they've just got a paintbrush and just gone. Instead of like with the Mosasaurus where they did them all individually. But it's still a really nice figure. I love the paintwork on it. I don't actually know that much about Dylong. Let's see what it says. Excavated fossils revealed for the first time that early Tyrannosauruses had primitive feathers. This is one of the dinosaurs for which almost an entire skeleton has been found. Early Cretaceous China. And its name means Emperor of Dragons. I know that sounds awesome. It's an Emperor of Dragons. So it seems like it's pretty similar to Guanlong in the sense that it's an early Tyrannosaur that looks absolutely nothing like a Tyrannosaur. But yeah, Dylong, very nice figure. Up next, we'll look at the Dracorex, which to me, unfortunately, is a weak figure. I am not a fan of this figure. So we have, once again, Japanese and English. So Dracorex, King of Dragons. An almost complete skull and 4 neck bones have been found. The bones features tell us that Dracorex may be the offspring of Pachycephalosauruses or Stygimolochs. So, it's up in the air whether Dracorex is its own dinosaur, or is it just a baby Pachycephalosaurus or a baby Stygimoloch. Fun fact about this guy, the second part of its name, Hogwartsia, was left to a primary school, I believe, to name. So they'd already come up with the Dracorex part of the name. But they hadn't come up with the second part of the name. Like with T-Rex, you've got Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then you've got Triceratops Horridus, Spinosaurus Aegypticus. So with Dracorex, you literally just had Dracorex, and that was it. And the second part of its name, Hogwartsia, was thought up by the kids of a primary school. Can't remember which primary school. Somewhere in America, because it always happens in America. So yeah, Dracorex, Hogwartsia. So if Dracorex means King of the Dragons, is it like the Dragon King of Hogwarts? Something like that? It's found in America, so yeah, it's an American dinosaur. Yes, so I'm wondering if it's like the Dragon King of Hogwarts or something like that. But yeah, this is the figure. Like I said, I am not a fan of this figure. It's very disappointing. Articulation, you've got the nodding head, so it can go into a headbutt pose. You got the legs, and you got the tail. That's it. Since this was in the same line as the Dylong that released at the same time, I thought it would have had the same number of points of articulation. So yeah, very disappointed. Also not a lover of the colour scheme. I mean, I like the brown and the colours on the head. I just don't like the bright blue. It says on here, look at the reference. So that's the reference image they went off for making this figure. The reference is not this blue. It is not that blue. But oh well. That's the Dracorex. A kind of a disappointment. But still, it's a nice figure still. Up next, we've got this Spinosaurus with a little chibi Spinosaurus. I don't know why it comes with a little chibi. I have a theory, but, you know, could be wrong. Now, this one in here actually takes up the box. And there's no card with this one. So you get no fact card with this dinosaur. Even though we know it's a Spinosaurus anyway. Stick you down there. And then we need to get the little guy out. Come on, little guy. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, if you look, these two are very similar. Like, very similar colours. Actually, no, they're not similar at all in figure form. But if you look at the box, let me get the box. It kind of makes you think, because look, this Spinosaurus has like feathers on the head. And then this image of this Spinosaurus has feathers on the head. So I'm wondering if these are the same animal. Now, there is an anime out there called Dinosaur King, which is pretty much Pokemon with dinosaurs. And most of the time, the companion dinosaurs are walking around in this little chibi form. So they fit in with the anime. And then when they need to battle, they can turn into big, big realistic scary versions of the animals, of themselves. And then that turns into, and they turn into like CG rather than hand-drawn animation, which is kind of what it looks like on here. So I'm wondering if it's similar to that, except instead of it being Pokemon with dinosaurs, it's an educational program about dinosaurs. And as you can see from this side, this is the full set. So we're looking at the Spinosaurus now. We also have the triple pack with the Brachiosaurus, T-Rex and the Pteranodon, and the kid. But we're missing the Triceratops and the Velociraptor from this line. Oops. We're missing these two. I did try and get the Triceratops, but it was out of stock. So we're missing that one, and then I've just never seen the Velociraptor. So anyway, here's the little chibi version. It doesn't do anything. Oh, it's got a little bit of head articulation, but that's it. It's just very cute, basically. Come on, camera. It's just very cute, basically. Put you over there. Obviously, the main star of the show is the adult version of the Spinosaurus, which is very nicely painted. It's actually very shiny. Was not expecting it to be shiny. This was a version of Spinosaurus. I believe this is just pre-COVID Spinosaurus, but it's already an outdated model of it. So obviously this Spinosaurus, as you can see, is walking on all fours, using its front hands sort of like a gorilla would, so it's walking on its knuckles, like what apes do. But it's pretty much, scientists do not agree that it walked on its knuckles like this. So now it just walks on its back legs and holds. It still walks pretty much like this, quite low to the ground, but it holds its arms up and just walks on its back legs. So it doesn't actually walk around on all fours. But it's still a pretty nice figure. I like the colour scheme. I like the stripes. The eyes look a bit odd, like they haven't been painted the best. And for articulation, we've just got mouth and tail. This whole section of the figure is just solid, but it's still a nice figure. Inside of the mouth has been painted really nicely. Teeth have once again just been painted in one blob, basically. That's that Spinosaurus. We are currently on 36 minutes. Wow. Let's get them all open very quickly. So this is the triple pack with a Velociraptor, Spinosaurus, and a feathered T-Rex. Ooh. There's things. We've got another one of them. What is this? Is this like a playmat? Oh, nice. So this is like a playmat for the figures. So we've got a couple of Pachycephalosauruses down there, Triceratops, Mosasaurus, Pteranodon up here, a pack of Velociraptors, and an Ankylosaurus. And then on the back, we've got the full set of this. So we're looking at these three today. I think I actually have that Pteranodon somewhere. And I've got that Ankylosaurus, but not green. It's like a brownie colour. That is a different Mosasaurus to the Jurassic World one. Yep. So that's like an accurate Mosasaurus. We've got a coelacanth, we've got an ammonite, and then we've got this massive sauropod. I don't know what sauropod it is. Sauropods are not my strong point. Maybe a Dreadnoughtus or something? I don't know. So then we've got a nice little playmat. And then we got the figures. Let's get the figures out. We got some more cardboard. These I'm going to go over very quickly, except the T-Rex. So this Spinosaurus is exactly the same mould as that one. Except it's a really nice colour scheme. Okay, I like this colour scheme more than that one. Why is the lid collapsed? Okay, yeah, I like this colour scheme a lot more than that one. This one's more natural and realistic, whereas that one is anime. So yeah, I really like this one. Articulation's the same, mouth and tail. But, yeah, and sculpt's the same, but it's just a different colour scheme. Oh, and it's got little grey splotches on it as well. I really like that. You can go over that. Then we got this Velociraptor, which is the same as that yellow one. That one. Is it Rapru? So yeah, so we got this Velociraptor. Sculpt is exactly the same, except just a different paint job. And I actually really like this paint job as well. Can you stand up because your feet aren't warped? You can. Right, this one can stand up because, as you can see, it's got flat feet. It does not have warped feet. I really like this paint job. Oh wow, the inside of the mouth is red. This thing has recently eaten. Damn. So yeah, very nice looking figure. And then final figure in this set is the feathered T-Rex. Let's just sort that tail out. And there we go. So feathered T-Rex, very nice. Articulation in the mouth, camera. Articulation in the mouth, the legs, and the tail, camera. So very nice. I like this blue stripe that goes sort of halfway down the body. I like that. So yeah, very nice. Once again, painted very nicely. I like it. I know adult T-Rexes are pretty much it's been sort of proven that adult T-Rexes didn't have feathers, but baby ones might have, you know, to help them keep warm and safe. But I think it's pretty much been disproven that adults, about adult ones being feathered, it's like they weren't feathered at all. Has that got gold eyes? Camera. I think this has gold eyes, you know. Very nice. You don't want to stand up. Alright. Final pack. This is the big one. It's a big pack. But once again only has 3 dinosaurs in it. Now, the boy on this box. So this kid here, I recognise him from somewhere, but I cannot for the life in me remember where I've seen him. It's some sort of anime, and this is another backdrop. So you got this backdrop, so it stands up like that. You can bend it if you need it to actually stand up. That was quite nice. Put you guys over there. And then we have the dinosaurs. No tape. Oh, there's tape. Is the tape everywhere? Is the tape on all sides? No, that's fine then. So, there we go. Pterosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur. Human, well, should be dinosaur. Okay, so we'll start off with the kid. Like I said, I recognize this kid from somewhere. It is some sort of anime. And he comes with a little base so he can stand up. I recognise him, and I can't remember where I recognise him from. Do you have any articulation? Oh, he can move his head. Camera! He can move his head. There we go. We've got another version of the little chibi Spinosaurus, this time with its eyes. Camera! This time with its eyes shut. We've got another version of the feathered T-Rex. Exactly the same camera. Exactly the same sculpt. Same articulation. Except it's a much darker brown and has a little bit of green going down the back of its head. So very nice. And we have this Pteranodon, which is a pretty nice figure as well. So you can open the beak. There we go. Opening and closing beak and flapping wings. Camera! Focus, damn you. So yeah, opening and closing beak and flapping wings. The Pteranodon is actually pretty nice. I like this colour scheme for it. And finally, the big boy. Camera, please. Please, camera. There we go. The Brachiosaurus. This is by far the biggest figure that Takara Tomy do, and I mean, understandably, this would be the biggest figure that any toy company that make dinosaurs make. I'm just lining everything up because it's been twiddled. There we go. Now it's all right. So, articulation on the Brachiosaurus. You've got the neck. 3 points of articulation with the neck. And you've got 2 points of articulation with the tail. Camera. 2 points of articulation with the tail. But yeah, it's a very big figure. In fact, let me put it at the back. There we go. As you can see, it towers over all the others. And that is that. I'm sorry I had to rush it towards the end, but the video is now on 44 minutes long. I did not intend on this video being this long. And with the introduction added on, it's even longer. So anyway, really appreciate it if you actually watched all of this video to the end. Be sure to like, leave a comment, like the video, share it if you want to. Once again, thank you so much if you actually made it to the end. And yeah, I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!